a practical guide to escaping your current reality. The system for jumping timelines. You've been trying to fix your life, reading books, watching videos, setting goals, making vision boards, starting fresh on Monday, and nothing sticks. Not because you lack discipline, not because you're broken, but because you've been playing the wrong game entirely. You've been trying to optimize who you are, when the actual move is to become someone else. This is the difference between self-improvement and reality hacking. One keeps you in the same timeline with slightly better habits. The other shifts you to a completely different existence. This guide is the second one. Part 1. The problem with self-improvement. Let's start with what you already know but haven't said out loud. Self-improvement doesn't work. Not in the way it's sold. The $13 billion personal development industry has a dirty secret. Most customers come back. Over and over. Book after book. Course after course. Same problems, different packaging. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, identified why. He wrote that behavior change that contradicts your identity won't stick. But behavior that aligns with your identity feels effortless. Read that again. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with fitness, every workout is an uphill battle against who you believe yourself to be. You might force a few weeks of discipline, maybe a few months, but eventually you snap back because you're fighting your own identity. This is what psychologists call the identity behavior gap. You are trying to do the actions of a different person while still being you. It's like trying to run Windows software on a Mac. The hardware isn't compatible. You don't need better habits. You need a different operating system. Part 2. Timeline theory. Here is a framework that changes everything. Imagine every possible version of your future exists right now. Not metaphorically, as a useful mental model. Every choice you could make, every path you could take, every version of yourself you could become. All of them exist as potential timelines. There is a timeline where you're broke and stuck in the same job 5 years from now. There is a timeline where you're running a 7-figure business from a beach house. There is a timeline where you are in the best shape of your life. There is a timeline where you let yourself go completely. All of them are real possibilities. Your current trajectory has momentum. It's pulling you toward a default future. The timeline you'll land in if nothing changes. This is where most people end up. Not because they chose it, but because they never chose anything else. Timeline jumping is the act of redirecting that trajectory, not through small improvements to your current path, through a fundamental shift in direction. The question isn't how do I get better at being me? The question is which version of me do I want to become? Part 3. The mentor. In the timeline where everything worked out, there is a specific version of you. That version solved the problems you're struggling with now. They figured out the health thing. They built the income streams. They have the relationships, the freedom, the daily experience you're chasing. We call this version your mentor. The mentor isn't a fantasy. It's a projection. A detailed picture of who you become in approximately 3 years if you make the right moves. Close enough to feel achievable. Far enough to require real transformation. This is where it gets practical. Instead of vague goals like get fit or make more money, you're building a character. A complete picture of a person who already exists in your target timeline. Let's make this concrete. Part 4. The case study. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 29. Works as a software developer making $95,000 a year. He's 40 pounds overweight, hasn't exercised consistently in 3 years, and spends most evenings doom scrolling or playing video games. He knows he's capable of more. He's smart. He has ideas. But he can't seem to get momentum on anything. Marcus is going through what Carl Jung called the first major individuation crisis. The point where the identity that got you this far stops working. The version of himself that succeeded in school, landed the job, and checked the boxes is running out of road. Something has to change. But every time he tries, new gym membership, new productivity app, new morning routine, he's back to default within weeks. Here is what Marcus did differently. Instead of setting goals, he built a mentor. Marcus imagined himself 3 years out. The version of me in 3 years has completed an Ironman triathlon. He's running his own software as a service company, generating $25,000 per month in recurring revenue. He speaks conversational Spanish and spends winters in Mexico. He wakes up at 5:30 a.m. without an alarm, not because he has to, but because he's genuinely excited about his days. He's calm. He's fit. He's in control of his time. He doesn't feel like he's behind anymore. This isn't a goal. This is a person. Marcus now has a target to navigate toward. Every decision can be filtered through a simple question. What would the mentor do? But a 3-year vision is too far away to act on directly. That's where coordinates come in. Part 5. Coordinates and checkpoints. A coordinate is a specific, triggerable event. It either happened or it didn't. Binary. No ambiguity. Get healthier is not a coordinate. Complete a half marathon is. Make more money is not a coordinate. Reach $10,000 monthly recurring revenue is. Learn Spanish is not a coordinate. Have a 30-minute conversation with a native speaker is. Coordinates are the markers on the map. They tell you whether you've actually moved. Every coordinate falls into one of three pillars. Pillar A, athletic achievement, health, energy, physical capability. Pillar B, business milestone, wealth, career, your main mission. Pillar C, creative side quest, happiness, learning, side projects. These three pillars cover everything. Health, wealth, and happiness. The universal trifecta. Every human optimizes across these three domains whether they realize it or not. Now here is the key insight. You don't chase all your coordinates at once. You select three, one per pillar, and those three become your checkpoint. Marcus picked his checkpoint for the next 90 days. Athletic, complete a 10K race. Business, launch MVP and get 50 paying users. Creative, complete Duolingo's Spanish tree. 3 coordinates. That's it. Hit all 3, and Marcus reaches his checkpoint. The checkpoint represents a meaningful jump toward the mentor timeline. But there is a problem. You can't directly control coordinates. You can't make people sign up for your product. You can't guarantee you'll cross the finish line. Coordinates are outcomes. What you control are inputs. Part 6. Inputs. The levers you pull. An input is the action that leads to the coordinate. The lever you pull. The work you can actually do. For Marcus, his coordinate is complete a 10K race. His input is miles run. His coordinate is launch MVP and get 50 users. His input is videos posted. His coordinate is complete Spanish tree. His input is lessons completed. Now the game becomes simple. Instead of chasing vague outcomes, Marcus tracks concrete inputs. How many miles did I run this week? How many videos did I post? How many Spanish lessons did I complete? This is the game plan. A hypothesis. If I run 150 miles over 90 days, train consistently, and stay healthy, I should be able to complete a 10K. If I post 70 videos explaining my product, I should be able to attract 50 paying users. The hypothesis might be wrong. That's fine. You adjust next season. But now you have something measurable, something you can track, something you can improve. Marcus set his season game plan. Athletic, 150 miles over 90 days. Business, 70 videos over 90 days. Creative, 200 lessons over 90 days. Part 7. The breakdown. Here is where most systems fail. They give you the big goal, maybe even the milestone, but they don't break it down to what you should do on a random Tuesday afternoon. The system has to answer one question. What's next? Let's do the math for Marcus. Season target, 150 miles. Season length, 90 days, roughly 13 weeks. Per week, about 12 miles. Per running day, assuming 4 days per week, about 3 miles. That's concrete. That's actionable. That's run 3 miles today instead of get in shape eventually. Marcus plans his week. Monday, 3 miles, 1 video, 3 lessons. Tuesday, 3 miles, 1 video, 3 lessons. Wednesday, rest day for running, 1 video, 3 lessons. Thursday, 3 miles, 1 video, 3 lessons. Friday, 3 miles, 1 video, 3 lessons. Saturday, rest, 3 lessons. Sunday, rest, 3 lessons. Weekly totals, 12 miles, 5 videos, 21 lessons. Each morning, Marcus knows exactly what to do. No decision fatigue. No wondering if he's doing enough. The math tells him, this is what it means to have GPS for your life. Turn-by-turn directions to your target timeline. Part 8. The alignment score. Here is the psychological insight that makes this work. It's not about completing tasks. It's about becoming the mentor. Marcus isn't trying to run miles for the sake of running miles. He's becoming the kind of person who runs. He's not posting videos to hit a number. He's becoming the kind of person who builds in public. This is identity transformation in action. The alignment score measures this. How much are you living like the mentor? The formula is simple. Track your daily execution. What percentage of objectives did you complete? Average it over the last 30 days. Add a consistency bonus for streaks. A player who's perfect for a week might hit 90% alignment. A player who's been consistent for 3 months might hit 95%. The ceiling is hard to reach. It requires sustained execution over time. This creates an interesting psychological effect. Instead of did I hit my goal, the question becomes how aligned am I with the person I'm becoming? 87.3% aligned. 91.2% aligned. The number becomes a measure of identity transformation, not just productivity. Part 9. The game loop. Let's zoom out and see the full system. Level 1. The life blueprint. Your complete picture. The mentor, who you become. The target timeline, all coordinates across all pillars. This is the game board. Level 2. The season. 90 days. 3 coordinates, 1 per pillar, equals your checkpoint. Your game plan with specific input targets. This is the current campaign. Level 3. The mission. 1 week. Weekly targets. Daily distribution. You decide what goes where. This is the current operation. Level 4. Today. Your objectives. Check them off. Know your alignment score. Know your streak. Know what's next. The genius is in how these levels connect. You can't have meaningful daily objectives without a weekly plan. You can't have a weekly plan without a season game plan. You can't have a season game plan without knowing your checkpoint. You can't know your checkpoint without understanding your mentor. It's a system. Each level informs the next. And every day, you have one simple question. What's next? Part 10. Why this works. This isn't motivation. It's architecture. You're not relying on willpower. You're not hoping you'll feel inspired. You are building a structure that makes progress automatic. 3 key principles. Principle 1. Identity before behavior. You're not trying to change what you do. You're changing who you are. The mentor is the target identity. Every action reinforces it. Principle 2. Simple focus. 3 coordinates per season. 3 pillars. That's it. Complexity kills execution. Simplicity enables it. Principle 3. The next step is always clear. GPS doesn't tell you everything at once. It tells you the next turn. This system works the same way. You always know exactly what to do next. Most people fail not because they don't know what they want. They fail because they don't know what to do today. This system solves that. Part 11. The timeline jump. Let's return to Marcus. Day 1 of Season 1. Marcus is 40 pounds overweight, building nothing, stuck in a job he doesn't love, spending his evenings on autopilot. Day 90. Marcus has run 147 miles, posted 68 videos, completed his Spanish tree. He ran his 10K in 58 minutes. His MVP has 43 users. 7 short of target, but they're paying. He can hold a basic conversation in Spanish. More importantly, something shifted. Marcus doesn't feel like the old Marcus anymore. The guy who couldn't stick to anything. That identity is fading. The new identity. The one who tracks inputs, who shows up consistently, who knows his alignment score. That's becoming his default. This is timeline jumping in action. He's not in the same reality he started in. The people he talks to are different. The conversations he has are different. His morning routine, his energy level, his sense of possibility. All different. The old timeline still exists. The version of Marcus who gave up, who stayed stuck, who let another year slip by. That version is out there somewhere. But Marcus isn't on that path anymore. Part 12. Your move. This is where the research ends and the action begins. You've read this far. You understand the framework. Timeline theory. The mentor. Coordinates and checkpoints. Inputs and game plans. Missions and objectives. The alignment score. The question now is simple. Are you going to use it? Not do you understand it. Not does it make sense. But will you actually build your life blueprint? Most people won't. They'll bookmark this article. Maybe screenshot a few sections. Tell themselves they'll come back to it. And then they'll continue doing what they've been doing, getting what they've been getting. The same timeline. The same default future. The same version of themselves they're already tired of being. But some people will actually do it. They'll sit down and build their mentor. Not a vague idea. A detailed picture. Who they become. What their day looks like. What they've accomplished. Who they spend time with. They'll pick their checkpoint. 3 coordinates. 1 per pillar. Specific. Triggerable. Binary. They'll set their inputs. The levers they control. The work they can actually do. They'll break it down. Season to week. Week to day. Until they know exactly what to do tomorrow. And they'll start playing. The truth. Here is what nobody tells you about changing your life. It's not about the breakthrough. It's not about the insight. It's not about finally finding the right book or the right system or the right moment. It's about the next 90 days. Not the next 3 years. Not your whole future. Just the next season. Can you show up? Can you track your inputs? Can you become slightly more aligned with your mentor every day? That's the game. It's simpler than you thought, and harder than you hoped. The version of you who's stuck, who's frustrated, who's been trying to fix their life for years. That version wants a revelation, a transformation, something dramatic. The version of you who actually escapes the current reality. That version just shows up, day after day, input after input, aligning with the mentor 1 percentage point at a time. The timeline jump isn't a single moment. It's 90 days of moments, strung together, compounded, and the next one starts when you decide to start.